to Hades, the reformer of hooker whores, and the bronze god, the one, the only, the legendary Chris Bay.
Good afternoon to the good people. Good afternoon to the bad people, friends and enemies. Good afternoon, boom, shakalaka to you all. I am Chris Base. As we bring forth BaseLine, we congregate every Friday, and that's at 4 p.m. Central. Go start with the 4 p.m. Central. Give the 4 p.m. Central some love. So I used to start on the East Coast and stuff like that. So let's do it again. So East Coast, you're there at 5 p.m. In the middle right there, Central Time. That's 4 p.m. And of course, on the West Coast, 2 p.m. Central, not 2 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. That don't get old. Don't get old. 2 p.m. West Coast time. Always wanting you to be well where you are as we get this together here. Put that like that, and there we go. Let's see. Let's go out to the comment section here. See if this works. It's a happy Friday. How you doing, Barbara Jean? Thank you for being here. Also saying, of course, saying happy Friday. It's Friday from the Facebook Live feed. Also from this. If I get this together. He's still on Facebook Live. There you go. This was the YouTube feed. So that's the YouTube feed right there. She's on both of them. So I got to make sure it's the right one. The YouTube one is the Chris Base channel. That's the Chris Base channel, all one word, with a dot at the end of the channel. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share that. She is also on, Facebook Live. I told you she was on both. She's on both of them. Thank you, Barbara Jean, as always. So, Omar said, good morning, Chris. Happy Friday to you, my friend. Hello to Barbara Jean. Now, let's see. Let me try something else here while this is happening here. Let's see. Okay, trying to work out a couple of things here. Okay, that should do it. Okay, let me try. I'm trying something new here, so hold on a second. Okay. Yeah, I gotta do this when you guys are here, so forgive me for tinkering. So, okay, we'll try something different. So let's try that and see how it goes. Okay, so there you go with that. Let me get that to it. Okay. So again, I'm looking at something things I don't even usually do, but you see there on the screen there how the comment section is coming up on the screen. So I'm trying to do something. I know everybody else does it, but just trying to do something a little different. Shout out to my man Wise and Wise All there when we connect to Real Wise Radio. So Barbara Jean, need to reboot my phone is complicated. I understand. So let me try this. Okay. And that's supposed to be it. Okay, I guess. Okay, see, it's for that. Okay, so let me use that. Okay, so it's not. Got it. You see down there on the screen where everybody's comments is coming on the screen there. So I have to use that. I have to work with that when you guys hear in real time. So, yeah, let me know what you think. Once again, I know everybody else does it, but I'm just trying to give it I guess, somewhat of an original look. Ooh-wee. But I hope your day is going along well. I hope you are swimmingly fantastic. I hope you are great, feeling great. Got to keep on being positive. At least try to be positive in a very unpositive world, a very negative world with you know who at the helm. I'm giving stories about him and everybody else involved, but of course it's free your mind. So anything you want to talk about besides you know who, besides 47, we'll do that. We'll do just that. So you bring it up and we'll talk about it. Again, the phone number For those of you who want to call in, and that's 312-597-2106. Again, 312-597-2106 to call in. Go to the comment section there, as people are doing right now. Also, again, the Chris Base channel, all one word, period, or dot, adding a channel. Instagram, I am the base. Or you be so daring, of course, you know the link to this program. So the link, you ask for the link, and you shall receive. I'll put in the comment section, and you come on through. Got a text from Donovan Price. Pastor Price will not be on tonight. So, of course, you know what he does. So you got to take care of business. So hopefully everything is well with the pastor and he's safe. So as I told you, this past Wednesday, while I was doing the precursor, my youngest granddaughter, Everly, celebrated her 3rd birthday. Happy birthday again to Everly. So I'm on video call, watching the birthday girl celebrate and blow out her 3-year-old candle. So it's number 3, of course, and you blow it out. So we're saying happy birthday and everything else. And then comes to the moment of truth. She's about to blow the candle, and my my oldest grandson, Emery, who's 4, leans over and blows out said candle. That's nasty work, man. That's nasty work. We've seen the videos of children just blow it towards the candle, but no. And then when the candle was out, we were watching the baby's face. She looked upset, and every right to, because the Negro next to her blew out her candle. So thank goodness they relit the candle. They relit the number 3 candle, and she blew it out, and then everything was right with the world. And that's nasty work. Me know better than that. He's a ham anyway. I love my grandson, but he's a ham. So for example, when I call in or Mattia calls me on a video call, he'll get the phone and we'll run all over the place around the house at one point. He'll show me this. He'll go outside. I told you, live in Arizona. He'll go outside, got the phone. I'm on the phone. He drops the phone back. I fell on the floor. My damn self picks me back up and then runs me around and everything else. I love my grandson. I want to see my granddaughter too. So he gets kind of selfish with me. I appreciate the love. But doctor, let me show some love to your sister. Unless she's in her own perfect world. You know, children are. They and do their own thing. So she's into Bluey. And I did watch a couple episodes of Bluey. I get it now. I get why it's a phenomenon. It's a wonderful animated series for children. And just anybody alike. Children of all ages, when you think about it. So not too shabby on the Bluey kick. Because again, I didn't know what to get her. So I mentioned I got her 2 gifts. I got her I mentioned before, the Bluey boom box. And that plays songs from the show. And then I think it was a hamster, not a real one, but a stuffed hamster, not a stuffed real hamster. I'm trying to take 3. A stuffed hamster toy that speaks. So that worked out great. So the toys arrived there, and it was just nice for her to, again, see her celebrate. Ooh, what a ham, though. Yeah, I love Emery, but ooh, Doc. What can I say? So let's get into it. Once again, you want to change the dialogue, please come in and say what you want to talk about. The man who charged with planting 2 pipe bombs near the Democratic and Republican Party headquarters on the eve of the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol told the FBI he believed conspiracy theories about the 2020 election, according to 2 people familiar with the matter. Brian Cole Jr., 30, is cooperating with the FBI, NBC News has reported, citing a separate person familiar with the matter. Cole appeared in court Friday, 1 day after he was charged with leaving pipe bombs outside the Republican National Committee, the Democratic National Committee, in the hours before Trump supporters stormed the U.S. Capitol. Trump has falsely claimed the 2020 election was rigged. Cole confessed to planting the devices outside the party's headquarters in the hours before the Capitol attack, Three people familiar with the source told ABC News. A federal prosecutor said in court Friday that the suspect spoke with the government more than 4 hours, but did not reveal the contents of those discussions. Cole was charged with transporting an explosive device and attempted malicious destruction by means of explosive materials, according to the charging documents. The FBI had not publicly cited a motive. In court Friday, in a prison jumpsuit, Cole vowed to answer all questions asked honestly and told the judge he graduated from high school and hadn't had any alcohol or drugs that would impact his ability to understand what was happening. He added that he did not need a court appointed attorney to hire his own. His attorney, John Shorman, did not immediately return a request for comment. The pipe bombs he accused planting were found the day of the January 6th riot, though investigators have said they were placed near the RNC and the DNC on January 5th. Trump received about 74 million votes nationally in the 2020 election, while Joe Biden received roughly 81. Oh, is that right? Okay, right. In 2020, got it. Okay. We had the right year there. Yeah, because they want to say anything miss out of pocket here. So Trump's claims the 2020 election were part of the former special counsel Jack Smith's investigation into his efforts to overturn the results. In his final report on the investigation, Smith said that Trump inspired his supporters to commit acts of violence by spreading um, demonstrative behavior and, in many cases, obviously false claims about the 2020 election. Trump has publicly maintained that he believed he won the election. Now, the criminal case against Trump in connection with the January 6th attack was dropped after he was elected in 2024. But Smith said that before Mr. Trump's election and imminent return to the presidency, the office addressed that the admissible evidence was sufficient to sustain a conviction at trial. So when you're looking at someone like this person Mr. Cole, you want to call him Mr. Cole, Brian Cole Jr., saying that he believed in the conspiracies of the 2020 election, that it was rigged. And I want to do a deep dive in the power of words. On any level, words continue to mean something, and they always will. So when you are the president and you say things like that, some people will believe you. Some people will believe what you say because you're the president and you're supposed to be saying the right things that are good for the citizens of this country. You're supposed to. But you and I know better. So when you have someone like Cole who's going around with these pipe bombs to both committees, not just one, both committees of the DNC and the RNC. And once again, he telling the judge, look, I don't do drugs. I'm not an alcoholic. I understand the line of questioning that's going to come my way. So you were stone cold sober when you were doing this. And again, that alone is disturbing. My point is, what happened on January 6th with the attack on the Capitol was completely out of pocket. Completely wrong. You and I both know that. But let somebody else see it to some degree, and they said that it wasn't wrong at all. That our rights in this country are being violated. And we can't have that. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's not the case at all. You went up there to fight for your supreme leader in Trump, not the president, a supreme leader, and you did his bidding. Remember, he said, I'll get there. I want to march there with you. I'm going to get there with you. And of course, he never did. I don't think his plan was never get there in the first place. That's just him revving the crowd up. Go back to January 6th. In real time, it was amazing to watch. It was reminiscent of a movie when you think about it. I could not believe what I was watching. And you talking about ultimate white privilege. They stormed the Capitol. A lot of officers were injured or killed going through elected officials' offices, like Nancy Pelosi when she was in office, sitting at her desk and chair. And these ne'er-do-wells and nut jobs put it online for all the world to see. And you think you catch them, there's an open and shut case, you would think. But you and I both know what happened. Trump released all 1,500 people. Let them all go. Let them all go. Now, you and I also know that if they were black, well, they would have been shot up. A lot of them wouldn't even be here to even get out of jail free card. They'll be shot and create more, more cemeteries. If that. Well, people of color, people of color always get it rough. Black and brown people. The damnedest of shame. And the high hypocrisy of the whole thing, because, like I said, had it been brown people, black people, oh yeah, please, yeah, shoot them. Do what you gotta do. Shoot them. And that shouldn't be, but again, the temperature of our country right now. And even before, back in the past, they were doing that. So it's no big secret. The racism from 47 and the elitism and everything's just all out in the open. Just like the good old days. You can see you a nigger, find him or her, string them up by their neck until they were dead, have you some food, some libation, some watermelon, and fried chicken and potato salad, all while a nigger is sitting there lynched. We don't want those days to come back, but they're here in some way, shape, or form. I remember I was taking African American history in college, and my professor, Dr. Graham, had showed us some pictures of black people who were lynched, men and women. And you think about what the ancestors have done for us to be here right now in 2025 in this country. To be hanged and killed just because of the color of your skin. The pictures that I saw were very disgusting, to say the least. Damn disturbing. There was one picture that I saw years ago of a lady who was not in this class, just on my own when I was doing some research. A black lady that was hanged and her stomach was cut open because she was pregnant. And just let the cord and the baby just come out. Now that's not pure evil. I don't know what the fuck is. I can understand why when Malcolm X was alive and the Nation of Islam would call white people devils, white devils. Not all of them. Not all. But the ones who are doing it, the ones who are doing all this evil upon the earth at the sacrifice of black folk. And you wonder about that. And you don't see those racist white people go after themselves. They don't sacrifice themselves or go after themselves and start killing each other. No, no, no. Mm-mm. No, they don't. So again, the saga continues. It goes on and on and on. And that's the thing, who wants to go backwards in time in that perspective? I mean, who wants that? But that's what happens. Again, you want to connect? You can always go through the comment section here in the peanut gallery and type in whatever you want to type in. That is cool beans. We'll take it. Anything on your mind, anything you want to get off your chest, anything you want to discuss, it could be anything at all. Combined with what I'm talking about. So you know how this goes. You know the routine by now. If not, please go tell 5 of your friends and 18 of your enemies. Yeah, tell them. They'll get the message. Let's see what else we got here. FBI Director Kash Patel's in trouble again for allegedly misusing the Bureau's resources. MS now reports that Patel has at least twice ordered the FBI security detail protecting his girlfriend, Alexis Wilkins, to also escort one of her allegedly intoxicated friends home after a night of partying in Nashville, Tennessee. Nashville. In one of those instances, agents objected to Patel's order only for Patel to put his foot down, even calling the head of Wilkinson's detail to yell at him. FBI spokesperson Ben Williamson did not answer questions from MS Now, which cites 3 unnamed sources, but offered a blanket denial. This is made up and did not happen, Williamson said. Now, Wilkins, a 27-year-old country music performer who lives part-time in Nashville, has her own FBI security detail at Patel's request, which is composed of members of a local SWAT team. The FBI has reportedly never provided a security detail for a director's girlfriend and has historically only provided security for a director's spouse when they were traveling together with the director's own detail. Providing full-time security detail for his girlfriend and pulling a SWAT team away from their job is questionable use of government resources at best. To that demand, that security detail escort his girlfriend's friend goes even further. Former FBI agents and law enforcement officials told MS Now that Patel's alleged actions are completely off base. Not only is the assignment of FBI SWAT personnel to security detail to protect his girlfriend as inappropriate, directing these highly trained professionals to babysit his girlfriend's friend is outrageous and demonstrative of Kash Patel's complete lack of judgment and integrity, former FBI agent Christopher O'Leary, an MS Now contributor, said. FBI agents serve the public and swear an oath to protect and defend the Constitution. This is clearly a long way from that. Patel has faced increased criticism in the recent days for refusing to get off a plane to investigate the murder of conservative commentator Charlie Kirk until he was given an FBI raid jacket to wear. He's also under investigation for using the FBI's aircraft to fly around the country for personal use. Reportedly, Trump is upset at Patel, is considering letting him go, although the president denies it. Yeah. Well, let me check something real quick. So let's see. Okay, just checking a couple of things. All right. So again, misuse of the government, FBI agents to babysit and to check out the 27-year-old girlfriend of the FBI director. Gave her her own detail of local SWAT team. And again, as I told you the story, traditionally, it's done for the director's spouse going on whatever they're going from A to B, for a personal detail, but not to give one to the girlfriend of the FBI agent, and then only the girlfriend's friend who's drunk. So, Jed, no joke, I heard the jacket was from a lady agent. Not that there was anything wrong with that. Yeah, the FBI raid jacket he put on. Yeah, go back to Cash Patel. Yeah, because it's all a show to them. See, all this is a damn show. It's a fucked up reality show. And all this is a show. I won't get off the plane until I get an FBI raid jacket. What are you, 7? How you doing, Diane? When you hire a bunch of clowns, you'll get a circus. Absolutely. Thank you. And a clown car and everything. That's an insult to clowns. I like clowns sometimes. It's an insult to them. But again, this is what we get for the president the people selected. I'm going to keep on saying it to the very end. This is what you get. You buy what you get what you pay for. You bought it. You like it. You embrace it. You pay for it. And all of us, again, get hit in the process of all this. And it's, once again, it's getting worse. I hate to repeat myself, but it just happens to be true. It is. Somebody show me some end in sight, and I'll stop. I see no end in sight. We're talking about another 3 years. It's only the first year. We're about to complete the first year. This is only the first year. All the shit he's done in the first year, meaning 47. He got 3 more coming up. Peace on earth and goodwill to who? It's a lot, to say the very least. It just, I don't know. It just, again, like Diane said about her hiring clowns and stuff. Yeah. Boy, boy, boy. Let's see what else we got here. A federal grand jury in Norfolk, Virginia, refused to indict New York Attorney General Letitia James for alleged mortgage fraud on Thursday, rejecting the Department of Justice's attempt to refile the case in just 10 days after a federal judge dismissed an earlier case based upon the unlawful appointment of the U.S. Attorney in the Eastern District of Virginia. Federal prosecutors failed to convince a majority of grand jurors to approve charges that James misled a bank to obtain favorable terms on a home mortgage. The grand jury's return of a no true bill in the case marked an extraordinary rebuke by average citizens of the Department of Justice's attempt to bring charges against James and an adversary against Trump, who has been the target of his repeated calls for prosecution. James issued a statement thanking the members of the grand jury for their refusal to charge her again. This is hers on the following. As I have said from the start, the charges against me are baseless. It is time for this unchecked weaponization of our justice system to stop. I am grateful to the members of the grand jury and humbled by the support I have received across the country. Now I will continue to do my job standing up for this rule of law and the people of New York. That's an adult talking. Mind that. That's an adult. The Justice Department representative declined to comment. Prosecutors have alleged that James, who successfully brought a civil fraud case against Trump last year, falsely listed a home she purchased in 2020 as a second home instead of a investment property in order to potentially save $19,000 over the life of the loan with a more favorable mortgage rate. Following a direct call from Trump to prosecute James and other political adversaries, the president's former attorney And A. Lindsay Halligan secured an indictment against James in October, but a judge dismissed the indictment and they determined that Halligan was unlawfully serving as a U.S. attorney in the Eastern District of Virginia. Weaponization is the word that Letitia James said about Trump, and it's absolutely true. Absolutely true. As we know, the so-called man is using his bully pulpit to go after so-called political enemies. And again, you're wasting time. And he continues to waste time because the man is not fit for anything. He continues to knock down and destroy anything or anybody in his way. And the sad thing about that is that there are some people who actually believe what he's saying. There are people out there who actually believe that what he's saying is gospel. It's the truth. Case in point, not only this term, let's go back to the first term. We had COVID. Remember he said, inject bleach into your system and I'll get rid of COVID. There's a couple in Arizona heard that and did just that. The male died and the female had to be rushed to the hospital. I said earlier about words and how powerful they are. Now, you and I wouldn't do that, but somebody did, or somebody would attempt to do so. Why? Because they believe in the president. That the president was saying anything to harm them? Oh, no. Far from it. No, no. He loves me, loves the country. He wouldn't say anything to upset me or get me in trouble or wrong, or dare I say dead in that situation. All things we all have in common, I keep telling you, is free will. We all got that in common. Of course, what we do with free will is entirely up to us. But to think that because your president at the time said that you inject bleach into your system, you won't get COVID, and you did it, and you believed him, that should have said something right there. See, these wake-up calls that happen over time with Trump, nobody wants to wake up. Nobody wants to realize this man is not fit for this country. They don't want to admit it. You hear the terminology, they rather go to hell with gasoline draws on before they admit they made a mistake in voting for this man. Some have. I've seen people on television have admit that. But you're stuck with it. You're stuck with it. At least for the next 3 years, we're stuck. Rasa Rook to all of us. Okay. Back to the peanut gallery. The other problem is that kids are watching his ignorance and they might think it's acceptable. Correct, Diane, absolutely. What was one of the things that you and I grew up and everybody said, what do you want to be when you grow up? And Lava said, president. I didn't say president because I knew somebody at the time. I grew up in the 70s and 80s. I thought nobody of my hue would be president. Well, I'm glad to be proven wrong when old Barack Obama came along. Yeah, some kids, I want to be president. I want to be that. I want to be that. I don't want to be president because it didn't like a obtainable goal. Let's see. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz said it's shameful that motorists are shouting the R word by driving by his home and that he is deeply concerned that hate allegedly started by Trump could turn into violence. Walz, speaking to reporters Thursday about the state budget, revealed in an aside that drivers have been uh, repeating Trump's claims. The Democratic governor is, hold on one second. I hate using this word, but I have to say it for the story here. Again, Trump's claims that the Democratic governor is seriously retarded for letting tens of thousands of Somali immigrants take over his once great state. Wall said, "This creates danger. And I'll tell you what, in my time on this, I'd never seen this before. People driving by my house and using the R word in front of people. This is shameful. And I have yet to see an elected official, a Republican elected official, say, 'You're right. This is shameful. He should not say that.' So look, I'm worried. We know how these things go. They start with taunts, they turn to violence, so deeply concerned," Wall said. Trump has raged in his Thanksgiving evening social media post that massive fraud is being perpetrated through nonprofits in the North Star State, some of which had carried out Somalians who funneled taxpayer funding to a terrorist group. Somalian gangs are roving the streets looking for prey as our wonderful people stay locked in their apartments and houses, hoping against hope that they will be left alone, what Trump said on his social media on November 27th. Now, the former Democratic vice presidential nominee's son, Gus, has a nonverbal learning disorder, ADHD, and anxiety disorder, as he told the press. This was back in 2024 on People magazine. When you say things like seriously retarded, first of all, the R word, like I said, we don't use anymore. But I'm using it for the case of the story. And when you start to drum up that type of wording, people again respond. People again mimic and imitate. And they think it's cool to use that word. This man is trying to live his life with his family. And people drive by his house screaming out that R word. My heart goes out to Tim Walz and his family because who needs that? I remember watching Gus when his father was running for the vice presidency, and the raw emotion that he had, meaning his son Gus, was so true and so pure and innocent. It was nice. That was to me at the time must see television, must see TV. It really was. I don't expect 47 to care about anything. That's not the case here. But again, using words where people imitate and hear, and they go out into their own little worlds and use that word. And we had gotten rid of that word. That word was not part of our lexicon for a long time. Because that was a go-to word back then. When somebody's mentally challenged, you call them a retarded person or retard, which was derogatory. And over the years, we were able to get rid of that word and go forward with mentally challenged, which is a better word and better words to use. So, again, walking backwards into the country that we do not want to see and hear ever again. But that's what he's doing. I wouldn't say mastermind. He's definitely being used for a white racist master plan. You can throw in probably 2025 you want to. Of all of this. He gets somebody at the helm of this behavior pattern. And then people just go and they do that. They do things like that. Because they think it's all right. And it's not. Yeah, it's rough, and like I said, for like myself, it's tiring. And I got my own life to think about, but it's when I do shows like this, I cannot again ignore what's going on as someone on social media, someone who's done radio for a lot of years. I can't ignore it. Don't get me wrong, there were many times I wanted to, but that'll be a disservice to you, the people who take time out to check me out. And again, this happens again. You have a president who literally inserts himself into everything, every topic, every part of conversation, everything. And it's the damnedest of shame. When I was little in elementary school, I was called Four Eyes. And when I started high school, I started lifting weights and they didn't call me names anymore. Omar type. I go along with that. Okay, that's cool. And we don't want to hear words like the R word ever resurface again. Unfortunately, it has due to what the president said. And not only that, as he's referring to the Somalians from Minnesota, of course, the governor being Tim Walz of that state, again, people going by his house yelling out the R word, yelling it. And you have a son who's trying to just live his life and be like everybody else. You brought that on his doorstep, meaning Trump. Walz shot back on X, released the MRI results referring to a recent health test the president underwent. White House presidential physician Dr. Sean Barbarella has since done so, characterizing Trump's October 10th exam as standard as his findings are perfectly normal. Oh my God, that's a flying lie. Yeah, Trump's MRI results and everything else was normality. Okay, great. All right, that's a lie. That's lie takes flight. Look above you. This Dr. Barbarella is a Dr. Feelgood. He's hired to make sure that Trump gets all the perfect scoring and he's fit and he doesn't have any type of ailment. He's healthy. All that type of lines type of stuff. Man, it must be nice to get that check. That's all it is. We all know something wrong. Hell, they done stories on him when they pan to his ankles, the swollen ankles. He keeps falling asleep during these meetings. And again, the nerve to call Vice President Joe Biden Sleepy Joe, and he's sleeping his ass off, meaning Trump. All the damn time. Oh, what was that? Because he's old. But all these things are not talked about to a degree because, again, like the people from day one, A1, been making exceptions to the rule. They're giving it, again, a free pass. Absolutely amazing. But again, it must be nice. I mean, you're doing the most, and nobody can stop you. Let's see as we continue on. Netflix has announced that it has entered a definite agreement to acquire Warner Brothers, including its film and television studios HBO Max and HBO, in a deal valued at approximately 83 billion, that's a B, boys and girls, $1 billion, according to the company. This acquisition brings together two pioneering entertainment businesses, combining Netflix's innovation, global reach, and best-in-class streaming service with Warner Brothers' century-long legacy of world-class storytelling. What Netflix said in a statement today, this morning. Beloved franchises, shows, and movies such as The Big Bang Theory, The Sopranos, Game of Thrones, The Wizard of Oz, the DC Universe will join Netflix's extensive portfolio, including Wednesday, Money Heist, Bridgerton, I pronounce. I haven't seen that one yet. So Bridgerton, Adolescence, and Extraction, creating an extraordinary entertainment offering for audiences worldwide. The transaction is expected to close after the previously announced separation of the WBD's Global Networks division, Discovery Global, into a newly publicly traded company, which is now expected to be completed by the third quarter, 2026, and for Netflix. Come on, Chris, you can read. Our mission has always been to entertain the world. This is what Ted Sarandos, co-CEO of Netflix, said. By combining Warner Brothers' incredible library of shows and movies, from timeless classics like Casablanca and Citizen Kane to modern favorites like Harry Potter and Friends, with our cultural defining titles like Stranger Things, K-pop, Demon Hunters, and Squid Game, we'll be able to do that even better. Together, we can give audiences more of what they love and help define the next centuries of storytelling. Okay. Again, the cash and stock transactions have totaled the enterprise value of approximately $82.7 billion and an equity value of $72 billion, Netflix said. Well, not too sure. Congratulations to them. I mean, Netflix and the merger of Warner Brothers, unless something happens. Not bad, not bad at all. It's funny because, a long time ago, used to see some of these mergers happen with these different companies and divisions. Like myself, we're in ABC, it was the merger of ABC and Disney. When I got to ABC, Disney didn't do the partnership yet. It was just Disney. Well, it was just ABC. It was owned by Capital Cities at the time. They eventually, of course, went on to merge with Disney. Became Disney ABC. Now I noticed that became the thing. It became a whole thing because down the road, what did NBC do? Merge with Universal. So now, for example, you phase into what Paramount has done, Paramount Sky Media, merging with CBS on their network. That's a whole mess over there because it seems like they're trying to dismantle everything on CBS. Just get rid of a lot of people walking out the door already. They are. Check this out. I don't even know already. Let's see. Maurice Dubois is bidding adieu to CBS News. Longtime CBS News evening news anchor announced that he would leave the show before the end of the month on Thursday. Moving on, December 18th is the day of my last broadcast at CBS News, he wrote in an Instagram post. It has been the honor of a lifetime, 21 years altogether, including my time at WCBS TV in New York City. What a privilege. Dubois went on to express his appreciation for his viewers. To be welcomed into your homes night after night, delivering the news / meeting extraordinary people and telling their stories. I'll leave filled with gratitude, cherished relationships, and amazing memories. A couple of weeks to go. Until then, see you on the CBS Evening News every night at 6:30. On to say, representatives for CBS News did not immediately respond to Entertainment Weekly's request for comment. Dubois is the second CBS Evening News anchor to depart the series in 2025. His co-anchor, John Dickerson, announced that he would leave the show in October. At the end of this year, I will leave CBS 16 years after I sat in as Face the Nation anchor for the first time, Dickerson wrote on Instagram at the time. I'm extremely grateful for all that CBS gave me, the work, the audience's attention, and the honor of being a part of the network's history. And I am grateful for my dear colleagues who made me a better journalist and a better human being. I will miss you. CBS News has yet to announce replacements for Dubois and Dickerson, which means the CBS Evening News will be anchorless by January unless the network finds new anchors between now and New Year's. This goes back to, again, the acquisition that Skydance Media has with CBS when they made the merger through the FCC. through Trump administration. So we've already seen the dirty deeds done dirt cheap to get rid of Stephen Colbert and the Late Show. So Colbert's out of there by next year. So now you want to get rid of CBS News. And I saw some other articles probably saying that they want to institute some more conservative anchors, or maybe even some from Fox News. I mean, really think about that. When you're anchoring a news program, traditionally, the anchor, him or herself, does not interject their own commentary that's broadcast the news. It's just straight news. So you don't do that unless you do news and commentary, a whole different program. We just giving news, a whole different thing. It's just straight news, like I said. But if you throw any conservatism in there, or conservative hosts that have worked at conservative stations, probably not only Fox News, but Fox News came to mind with certain people in the articles I read. It could be OAN, it could be News Nation, it could be other cable news outlets outside of Fox. Maybe trying to recruit for more conservative edged anchors. And maybe all conservative news division. Just bust it all up and make sure the news we come out of CBS is all praise of Trump. So I mean, by all this being connected, it's a sham. It's all connected, and it's done right in front of us when you open your eyes and look at what's going on. I mean, I mean, really, it's all disgusting. I kid you not. But again, this is where we are. So, what do you think? I don't want to see it happen, but it's funny that the CBS News, both their anchors are leaving, both of them, John Dickerson and Maurice Dubois. So it's not like one's going to stay, the other one will be replaced with a partner. No, no, no. They both, they both are getting the hell up out of there for whatever reason. Couple of shout outs I want to give real quick. Sylvia Snowden, who is a wonderful reporter, received the President's Award from the NABJ Chicago. And congratulations to her. She's a wonderful journalist. She works at WGN Radio. And I remember seeing Sylvia a few times when she was working at Channel 19, the local cable station here. And she's definitely moved on up. So, Sylvia Snowden, congratulations on your award. Really, really well deserved. She was a nice person and a solid journalist. I'm happy for her. So let's see while I'm here, giving out the shout outs. See, going after there. Okay, let me check out this other one. So LB Sweets. LB Sweets is a young lady that I met when I was at UBM, Urban Broadcast Media. She studied at Illinois Media School. I believe, had just got to UBM at the time, and she became part of the BaseLine team. Her and a guy named Rob Lee, and those two became part of my BaseLine family. They're my producers and board op. So I never had a full team before until I got to UBM. I was doing BaseLine Monday through Friday, Friday at 4 p.m. It was cool, and today's her birthday, and I really appreciate that time we worked together. It was fun. A lot of fun. Usually what happens is that we go over the topics together and go over that, and then we hit showtime. So depending on who was running the board, who was taking the calls, say for example, she was running the control board and Rob was taking calls. They switch off throughout the week. And then every Friday, they'll come on my show in the last few minutes, last like half hour in crosstalk, because they did a show together with another young lady called Three's Company. Well, that's an original name. Yes, she used to come on after my show at 6 p.m. on Fridays, and again, just to see somebody grow into their work like LB did and continues to do great things. Today is her birthday again. A happy birthday to LB Sweets. Nice lady. Nice lady. Oh man, getting to the second hour. As I told you before, in the first hour you missed it. I got a call from Pastor Price. He will not be on with us today. He apologizes. I said, "Look, man, don't worry about it. No worries. I'll do it again every time we reconnect." So let's pray for the pastor, and let's hope we get a chance to see him next week. 312-597-2106. Again, 312-597-2106. Go through the, of course, the Chris Base channel, all one word, THECRR. I can't even say my own name. CHRISB, as in broadcasting, ASECHANNEL with a dot at the end. Subscribe, like, and share for that. Be part of the YouTube channel. I am the Base on Instagram. Make sure you be a part of that as well. And of course, if you want the show link, put said show link into the comment section there, into the peanut gallery as you continue to do so with that, and you come on through the link. Again, there are no excuses to be a part of this excursion we call BaseLine. See, we continue on here. Let's see. What is that? I touched on this Wednesday. I want to go into it again about NBA player Chris Paul. His second stint with the LA Clippers ended abruptly on Wednesday when the franchise announced it was parting ways with the future Hall of Famer Paul, who re-signed with the team this summer on a one-year deal and appeared in 16 games and averaged just 2.9 points. Paul, who's 40, posted just found out I'm being sent home on Instagram around 2:40 a.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday. The team later confirmed its decision. Speaking for the first time since Paul was released, Clippers coach Ty Lue said the partnership between the team and Paul wasn't a good fit. I just think it wasn't a good fit for what he was looking for, Lue said. It is what it is what it is. Okay, gonna use that line. Uh, do I want to see CP go out like this? No. I have a lot of respect for him. He's been a friend of mine over the years. You never want to see a great go out like this, but I'm pretty sure he'll find something because he's a great player. I didn't want to see it end like this. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to one Sick D. How you doing, Sick? Thank you for being here. How's everything in your world? Let's see. Going back to the Chris Paul story. Paul, who played in LA from 2011 to 2011 to 2017, recently announced his intentions to retire at the end of the 25-26 season. After stints with the Houston Rockets, Oklahoma City Thunder, Phoenix Suns, Golden State Warriors, and San Antonio Spurs, Paul returned to where he spent his 6 seasons of his career and departed as one of the most iconic players in franchise history. He hoped to return to the Clippers to finish out his career, making a run at an NBA title. Lue said, I don't like it. It just didn't work out like I thought it would, and I don't like it for CP, but it wasn't a good fit. We understood that. So, like I said, it was an organization decision. They made the choice. We move forward. Got to see what we can do. We will see. It's just the abruptness of the whole thing, just the whole stop. You got to go. That's what bothered me, especially at the end of somebody's career who went back to the Clippers, who really, the Clippers still are the younger brothers to the LA Lakers. But to his credit, he single-handedly put the Clippers on the map. The Clippers was a team you never wanted to go to. No dice. No, you stayed the hell away from the Clippers. No, you didn't want to go there. And him and a player named, I believe, Blake Griffin really brought them to relevancy. They put them on the map. They were a viable team at one point. And then you want to come in full circle with that perspective. You're ending your career. You got one more year. You know you're 40, and you only got a little more left in the gas tank, and see from there. But just to be just dismissed like that, just get up and get out the hell out of here. Let's see. Sick type. Everything's good. Just raining instead of snowing. Oh yeah, we got a lot of snow here. It's cold now, but we have snow over the time here in Chicago, and so yeah. As a matter of fact, let me check the weather report. You don't get weather reports, but I'm thinking about it now. So right now it's 27 degrees. Nice low temperature will be noticeably warmer than last night's. Okay, so you're gonna have a heat wave at 26 degrees. Yeah, it's that time of year. So speaking of which, so my sister has the decorations out. So she has she goes all out, got the tree up, and once again, technology, because he's on top of this more than me. So if you walk past the Christmas tree, it's a evergreen tree, real tree. Once again, all the fixings on it, ornaments, the whole nine, garland, lights. You pass by the tree, and it starts to give an instrumental version of Christmas music. When you walk past it, the sensor goes off, and the tree starts to give you instrumental versions of Christmas tunes, which I think is very unique. That's pretty cool. Have an inflated snowman outside between the property of our house and the driveway. As a big inflatable black Santa. I noticed the theme because upstairs in the living room, there's red pillows on the couches, and there's Santa Claus head pillows, and both of them are black. So part of the people. So we got Black Santa representing the house, which is cool. It's nice. Very festive. I tell you. So the whole Christmas spirit thing, I'm trying, Doc. It's not easy. And I told you before, this is the broke month. Make my month a broke month. Yeah, it's a broke month. So I gotta make sure that I told you. So I gotta make a little checklist because, as you know, Emily got her birthday gifts on Wednesday, so I got checked it off. And of course, what did I get for my family? But we will see. We will see. But yeah, getting back to the whole thing with Chris Paul, that would piss me off because again, you're trying to end your career on a sort of a high note, or again, coming back to a team that you really got your notoriety from. Because I remember he used to play for New Orleans first before they traded him to LA for the Clippers. So yeah, there you go. Cold outside. Yeah, I had to order me a knitted beanie, like a winter cap, skull cap, you call it too. So skull cap beanie. I got that in black. So thank God they were able to have larger sizes for heads. I told you I have a big head, and thank God we're not doing the Mars thing again. That broke my heart. I have a big dome to begin with. I always have a big dome for years. But I don't want to subject my audience to seeing more of my big dome. That's disgusting. So I finally got a knit cap. Once again, go in my ears. Black is nice. I might probably give me a blue one for my blue coat as well. And I'm getting some gloves too because yeah, the gloves I got, I've been wearing those for years. To get some new gloves too. So yeah, just getting prepared for the Hawk, as we call it here in Chicago. When the wintertime hits, the Hawk's in full effect. So I got to make that happen. So again, as we get into the Christmas season, Let's see. I don't know. I'm letting you guys know right now. I don't know if I'll do the Salt Bastard holiday party. I don't know yet. I've been doing it for years. I may take that. I really decide. I'm not. I don't know. My heart wants to. Don't get me wrong. I've been doing it for years. I've had people on the show. We really have a good time celebrating the multiple holiday seasons. And let me think about that one for a little bit, because I thought about just chucking it for the year and just not even thinking about it. I just try to brace myself for the new year. But let me see. Let me think about that a little more to have the Salt Bastard holiday party. Let's see here. I again, the whole thing with the holiday season. Yeah, it's still early. It's still early. What is December 5th? Yeah, but some people can celebrate all year round. I don't know about all that, Doc. You've seen the stories of people having their Christmas tree up all year and their lights around the house all up all year. I I like to be jolly. Don't get me wrong. This is the time of year when I'm jolly. I ain't jolly on January. Only December, and I let everybody know that when it kicks in that I'm jolly. So I'll let everybody know that. Just not yet. No, far from it. Let's see, but I'm getting there. I'm trying. Too. Sometimes reality sets in where do you really want to be happy? And I know it's a stupid question to ask, but yeah, I think we need this, especially what's going on in the world right now. Makes sense to me. Let me see here. Let me make sure I got the right story. Oh, interesting thing I saw online. So Coleman Domingo, I think, is one of the most dynamic actors I've ever seen. Been in the remake of The Color Purple. Uh, has done a great body of work, and he was on the Late Show with Stephen Colbert, and he's going to portray the late great Nat King Cole. And I love Nat King Cole. When I got to WBEE, my first radio station at Jazz and Blues, I told you that they were just installing CD players. One of the CDs we were playing was the Nat King Cole Trio. And Nat King Cole is from Chicago. He went to Wendell Phillips High School. My mom, that's her alma mater. And we saw him in that. He just became, he was brilliant. He really was. Stone cold genius. Just that velvet voice, just just flawless talent. And again, there's a documentary about him that came out years ago on PBS about Nat King Cole and how he couldn't get his variety show off the ground due to, you said it, boys and girls, racism. So a lot of his shows did not air in southern markets because they're not going to see, of course, a black man on television, let alone have it on the show. So they weren't going to pick it up. And that was bad for the network. The affiliates won't pick it up because he's black. And then when he's on the show, he's told that he cannot kiss or embrace his female white stars. I think people like Peggy Lee and people like that would come on there, and they were great friends and they were singers together, entertainers together. You cannot touch or hold hands with your guests because they're a white female. The show only lasted a few months, lack of sponsorship. And again, it just has to hurt. You're Nat King goddamn Cole. You think somebody would just look past the racism, but they can't do it because, as I keep telling you, racism has always been the never ending battle, unfortunately. But he had a beautiful voice, man. The Christmas song is one of my favorites this time of year. And in fact, you go online, there's a animated version of him singing the song and a little nice little cute Christmas story as he's singing along as well. These two African American children, one boy and one girl, brother and sister during Christmas Eve. It's a nice little story. If you go by YouTube and check it out, is an image of Nat King Cole inside his home playing that song and this little adventure with the two children. It's very cute. Very cute. But again, going back to Coleman Domingo portraying Nat King Cole, I can't wait for that. It's going to be nice. So let's see here. Okay. The documentary is called. Okay, well, okay. You sure you got it now? 'Cause I don't want to put up no. Okay, so documentary is called "The World of Nat King Cole." I saw it on PBS. I got it on DVD as Omar types. Okay, it's a wonderful documentary. It was really nice. Simon Cowell earned a reputation of TV's Mr. Nasty after American Idol made him a global star. However, the music mogul isn't too pleased with his reputation. The former Idol and X Factor judge told the New York Times in an interview published on Saturday, November 29th, that he regrets some of the insulting comments to contestants on the hit singing competition, explaining, "I wasn't trying to be a dick on purpose. All I wanted with these shows was to find successful artists to sign to the label." So when all these people were coming in and they couldn't sing, I would be like when I used to do and audition people, and someone would come in and they can't sing. We would say after 10 seconds, you can't sing, not you're going to be brilliant. Calvin on to apologize for some of his cutting remarks on the talent show on which he was a judge from 2002 to 2010. Interviewer Lulu Garcia Navarro noted to Cowell that the show often cut to people looking absolutely crushed after receiving feedback from him. That's why I changed over time. I did realize I have probably gone too far. I didn't particularly like audition days because they're long and boring. I get fed up. And of course, out of 100 nice comments, what are they going to use? They're always going to use me in a bad mood. I got that. What can I say? I'm sorry. Goes on to say, asked what specifically he was apologizing for, Cowell said, well, just being a dick. Despite his terse demeanor, Cowell agreed with Garcia Navarro that his personality was part of what made American Idol so successful, though he expressed some regrets. At base, do you recall that Nat King Cole posthumous duet with his daughter Natalie? Oh, when they did Unforgettable? Yes. Yes, I think I do. Very, very well done. Very well done indeed. It was a great tour de force to hear both Nat King Cole and Natalie Cole sing together. That was nice. Once again, very well done. You know, technology in studios and things like that in general, but it was well done. And it goes to show you that, I mean, when you're able to do something like that, obviously it's emotional. I know I would be emotional. If my dad was a singer and I sang with him on one of his songs and we're going back and forth trading lyrics, oh my God. I don't know how I would have got through it, but it was a tour de force again for both of them. But just the fact you're able to take that DNA from his song and then incorporate Natalie's voice into it. Yeah, it was nice. Very nice indeed. Going back to Simon Cowell here. Yes, he was very mean and dare I say very evil. And I watch American Idol like anybody else. Hell, I remember watching from day one. It was hosted by two people. Okay, I know how you are about certain things. If you can name the second person, once again, I have no, uh, I have no, and you can't cheat. Don't. I'm take your word for it. In the first season of American Idol, it was of course Ryan Seacrest and another guy. Now from season 2 on, the guy was not obviously brought back. It's always been Ryan Seacrest. But what was the name of the second host? And once again, don't cheat. I can see you. I can see you when you're, laughing. I can see you when you're awake. I can see you when, that type of thing. I got that. Don't cheat. What was the second host of American Idol in the first season? American Idol first season. Let's see. Kyle's comments were usually being sarcastic. It was opposite of Randy Johnson's optimistic critique. Don't get me wrong. I understand the dynamic because you have to have different personalities over at the work for that 3-judge panel to work. To me, that goes back to the Gong Show on NBC with Chuck Barris. It went outrageous and I just, started to go off the rails, but it became very successful. And he had 3 judges on the Gong Show. So it kind of had that type of feel to it a little bit. So everybody plays the role. As a matter of fact, that became the standard because if you notice after American Idol, all these different reality shows had 3 judges or more. You always had what I call an asshole judge, like Simon Cowell. Got asshole judges. That's what they did. That became the format. So it was like, where can we find the next Simon Cowell asshole wise to put in these reality shows? See, I remember seeing Ryan Seacrest and Simon Cowell were on MTV Celebrities Deathmatch. Fortunately, it was a claymation. I remember that. You used to come on MTV. You're right. Let's get on. Those are fun too to watch. But yeah, let me know if you don't know it because I'm telling you, it's the first season. Ryan Seacrest and whoever this person's name was, and then we go on from there, and has not looked back since. Let's see here. But like I said, that became the standard. So everybody copied everybody. Everybody's to copy. Nobody wants to do anything original. Let's copy. Let's look over the person's shoulder like we did back in grammar school and grade school and high school and college. Look over somebody's shoulder and copy them. Damn originality. Let's copy somebody else. So that became the formula of judges shows. You got to have a person who's an asshole, somebody who's mean spirited. America's Got Talent, the whole nine. Well, he was on America's Got Talent. John Sunkel? No. Sunken? No. Nope. No more. Nope. Well, so Omar typed John Sunkel. No. John Sunken? No. Because he called himself a name. The second host, called himself a name on here on American Idol. Let's go out to Georgia and say hello to Omar. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, Chris. The original host of American Idol was John Dunkelman.
Dunkelman, right? You put an S up here because it's like so. Dunkelman, you are correct. Yes, because he even called himself because he started going by his last name because they were doing the show. Hello, I'm Ryan Seacrest, and I am a Dunkelman. He called himself a Dunkelman because that was his last name. But they did the first season together, and that was it.
Because they only had, I think they had 2 versions of American Idol, like the here in the States and the one in Britain.
Well, you're right. They had various versions from not only here in America, only in Britain, and so like they come. They also had various ones from Japan, other countries as well. Because what they did, what they call, so remember, you used to watch American Idol. So remember
Yeah,
at the end, it's say Fremantle Media.
yeah.
So Fremantle Media is a production company. So what they would do, they would film from Fremantle Media, and then Fremantle Media would cut up and produce their shows. So well, you're right. So it wasn't just American Idol in America. It was in Britain. It was in Japan. Was it Australia? So there are various
Uh,
versions all over the world through Fremantle Media being a production company. You're right. That's right.
yeah, yeah. That's the production company who produced The Price is Right to replace Margaret Goodson and Bill Tallman Productions.
And this
On The Price is
is
Right.
what now? On The Price is Right?
Yeah,
You know who
it
almost
was.
got, you know who almost they approached to do The Price is Right as a host?
Yeah.
Who do you know? I was going to ask you. Do you know the one person they approached to succeed Bob Barker?
One time they want George Hamilton.
They did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is the first I've known this. So anybody else that comes to mind?
And all I know was George Hamilton.
Okay, that's the first I've heard of George Hamilton. I know for a fact on the interview, sports anchor Dan Patrick.
Yeah, you don't remember Dan Patrick.
Dan Patrick, they asked him, "We want to be the next host of the Price is Right." He was doing some stuff for the NFL season. I think when the Super Bowl was like, he was working for NBC at the time as a studio announcer. They came to wherever he was located from, built a set around him, the Price is Right set, and auditioned there. They said also that Bob Barker had co-signed on Dan Patrick if he said yes.
Uh-huh.
And he didn't take it. He didn't take it. That's out, man, please. And they gave him like a good salary, obviously, but I guess he was still in love with sports, or maybe he felt he couldn't do one or the other. But Dan Patrick could have been the heir apparent to Bob Barker and The Price is Right. He said it in an interview a while back. So there you go. Yeah.
Because George Hamilton, his movie career was going down, and you know, and he did a talk show for a short time. Him and his then wife Elena Hamilton,
Mm-hmm.
but it didn't work out too well.
Yeah. Not everybody can do a talk show. Hell, I remember when they tried to do a talk show with Chevy Chase.
Yeah, I remember that show.
And that was all that got. That just sucked. He was nervous. He was, because again, you would think somebody like Chevy Chase, who always thought on his feet, very quick on his feet, and did all this type of stuff. They thought he was a natural for it, and he just really bombed. They had to bring on one of his friends, Goldie Hawn, from the movies they done together, to come on and try to relax him and things like that as a guest. It just didn't work out. So again, you think you can do a talk show or something like that, and it's not easy to do. That takes hard work. You have to be very gifted. You have to obviously know what you're talking about. Make it entertaining, because you had to be entertaining. So it takes a lot to go into it. Because myself personally, me and other talk show hosts over the years, always been people coming on the show or people that will call into the show, whatever. Oh, I can do what you do. And it's like, no, this takes work. It didn't take like overnight. It takes work. Oh, I can do what you do, because it comes off as easy, but no, there was always some hard work, some years go into the investment, and how to work things, how to do things like that on the microphone, and how to learn. And you make mistakes and go back, and you won't do it again. But yeah, it takes a lot. So a lot of those talk shows that people tried, it ain't easy. Because again, first of all, let's go back real quick. So the 90s in particular, and you saw this, of course, Omar, in real time, a lot of people doing talk shows. You had Geraldo, of course, you had Oprah, Cy Jesse Raphael, my man Montel Jordan, Montel Williams, I'm sorry. And you also had like so, for example, you had people who just could not do it. Case in point, Whoopi Goldberg did a morning show for then Clear Channel before it became iHeartRadio. She was a morning national show. And she could not complete the year. She said started to bow out, because she said, now usually what they do to get a celebrity, a comedian, and a radio person as a trio for that show. So that's like, for example, Steve Harvey. Nephew Tommy and Shirley Strawberry. She's the radio person. She's working in Chicago. She's the radio person. So
I remember her.
Yeah, right. So that's the lineup. So Whoopi Goldberg said, I had to step down because radio is hard. I can't do this every day, and I commend the people who do it. See, that's a real one. See, as long as you know you can't do it, it's not giving up. It's not the end of the world. You just can't do certain things. That's all.
And I remember one time, Carney Wilson, she did a talk show one time. She always was crying all the time.
Who's that again?
Carney Wilson.
Yeah.
She's the daughter of Brian Wilson.
Right. From the Mamas and the Papas, yeah.
No, the Beach Boys fan.
The Beach Boys? What are you talking about? Wilson?
Carney Wilson. Yeah.
Okay, I'll say my bad. Okay, I thought it was from, I'm thinking about somebody else.
Carney, I remember her talk show. She always cried a lot. And Rolanda Rocks, she did a talk show too.
Well, see, Rolanda actually came from journalism, so she was a reporter. So I think she had a very good talk show. Row, they called it RO. I remember that show. Yes, it was very well put together. She had a very well solid host, and she was able to obviously not only articulate the topics and have personality, and people gravitate towards that. So no, I totally agree. No, again, you had to cherry pick because the reason why they had a lot of talk shows on back at that time because it was cheaper to make. Because you gave a big salary to the host, whoever he or she was, and then everyone else was peripheral. But the big salary went to one person. So maybe the next person got paid was the EP, executive producer, but everything else was kind of cheap to make. So you had a lot of them during that time. And
Gayle King, she did a talk show too.
Not a fan of Gayle King. No, she sucked too. I didn't like her at all. I ain't care. I ain't care for her at all. No, no offense, but that was a horrible show. Let's go real quick to the comment section. Jed types, thanks for the documentary, Omar. Been watching Ken Burns' American Revolution on PBS. Oh, good stuff. Yeah, thank you, as he thanks Omar there for that. Good stuff. So thank you, Jed.
The World of Nat King Cole, it was part of the American Master Series.
Yes, you are correct. Absolutely. Good stuff. Yeah, it was heartbreaking too when I was watching it because again, Nat King Cole was a complete original personality and deserved more. He deserved more. I remember reading the tale about Mel Torme writes, of course, now famous, the Christmas song, and he gives it to Nat to sing, and of course becomes a worldwide hit. So Mel Torme told the story that Frank Sinatra was mad that he didn't give the song to Frank. So here's Frank getting pissed off of Nat King Cole singing a song where look, Frank, you're the chairman of the board. Where the hell are you get mad at Nat? Let Nat have the one song and sit down. I love Frank Sinatra. It was a classic jealousy, but he did not like the fact that Mel Torme gave the song to Nat King Cole. He thought he should have gave it to Frank.
Way back in those days, way back in '46 when that song first came out.
Yes,
Frank Sinatra was still a teen idol with teenagers.
Yes.
And then Nat King Cole, he mostly played the piano and such.
He did.
But Frank Sinatra and Nat Cole are very good friends.
Let's see. Let me go back to the comment section here. So Sick types, the original American Idol show was based in it was a British show, Star Academy, and that was Simon Cowell's baby. Yeah, because he had a vested interest in it. He also was an executive producer. He also produced and got the contracts of the people who won on those programs, like American Idol and the other programs. He had a vested interest. So there you go. But yeah, going back to the whole thing real quick about Simon Cowell, I just think that again, words hurt and words can uplift and words do mean something. So I hope he's genuine in his apology. I hope that he realizes that when you start something that's successful, people mimic, people copy it because they want to get the exact same thing that you're doing. So I hope he's sorry because he was relentless, man. I feel sorry for those contestants. They're out there doing their bust, humping their asses and out there just doing it. And cut them up to shreds verbally. I didn't like that at all. So,
I remember he was kind of cruel to Kelly Clarkson. I'm a big Kelly Clarkson fan.
Yeah, he was,
and he was pretty cruel to her.
Well, hopefully they made up and and maybe she realizes that that was a job and what he did, and that's what he said. But no, he could have been much kinder. But I hope he means his apologies.
I watch the talk show. I watch the talk show every day.
So what talk show do you watch?
The Kelly Clarkson Show.
You watch her every day. Okay, got it.
Yeah. But Chris, Sam, he would change his ways in time.
I hope so. That's if he wants to. It's entirely up to him if he wants to or not.
But it's good talking to you, my dear friend.
Hey, man, same here, bro. You take care. Thanks for being a part of the program.
I always be part of your program. I ain't going nowhere.
Oh, man, I don't want you to go nowhere. You're stuck now. You ain't going nowhere.
I'm not going nowhere, my friend.
Hey, man, I love you more, man. Take care, Omar.
Okay. Talk to you soon.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Omar, for the call. And you can call in after hearing that. You got a line open for you, 312-597-2106. Again, 312-597-2106. Also, the people out there who said, you know what, Chris, I can't call right now. I'll call in the future. Well, the future is now, damn it. Don't put it off now. You go keep putting off. You're never going to do it. Be procrastinating to the very end, and there you go. You don't want that to happen. So, some people out there, I see you, and you said to me, yeah, Chris, I'm going to call in. I don't feel like calling in right now. Or one of my personal favorites, I don't like the sound of my voice. And I completely understand it. I completely understand where you're coming from. But do something brave. Do something brave and be a party of the excursion and call in. Just might be surprised. Again, 312-597-2106. Instagram, I am the Base. Also catch me, of course, on the YouTube channel, the Chris Base channel, all one word with a dot at the end of the channel. Subscribe, like, and share. Share, and sharing is caring. Spread the void. Also on Facebook Live. And of course, if you dare to be so bold, the show link be put into the comments right here. In fact, they're right here on the screen too. Put into the commentary there, the comments, what I call affectionately the peanut gallery. Put that in there. You click that link, come right in, and we'll hear the docile tones of what you have to say and talk about. It doesn't get any better than that, I'm telling you. Okay, you gotta be a certain age to get this one. So this is a person man I never heard of before, but if I made a connection of dots, you may get it. So a guy named Danny Segrin, he was a Jim Henson trained puppeteer who occasionally portrayed Big Bird on Sesame Street and played the first live action Spider-Man on the Electric Company back in the day. Unfortunately, passed away at the age of 81. Segrin's family announced the news of his passing online. The obituary revealing that he died November 10th, 5 days before his 82nd birthday in Little River, South Carolina, where he was enjoying his retirement. No cause of death has been shared. Segrin was born Daniel Morley Segrin on November 15, 1943. Segrin, let's see, his parents were in Minneapolis. He moved to New York City and met Henson, Jim Henson, that is, beloved creator of The Muppets and Fraggle Rock in 1968. Described by his family as a dancer, writer, and producer, Segrin became a puppeteer and a puppet maker for Henson. He appeared on Sesame Street, on which he stepped into Carol Spinney to play Big Bird for several episodes. Segrin also donned a yellow feathered costume for events, parades, and live appearances on The Ed Sullivan Show. Segrin created and manned puppets for other kids' shows as well, such as Miss Peach of the Kelly School, for which he received a Daytime Emmy in 1980 for a Thanksgiving episode, Captain Kangaroo, and PBS's Who's Afraid of Opera, which starred Joan Sutherland. A professionally trained dancer, Segrin became TV's first live-action Spider-Man in 1974 when he starred as everyone's favorite neighborhood web slinger on the Electric Company. the Sesame Street sister series that starred Rita Moreno and Morgan Freeman. It was produced by the Sesame Workshop, uh, predecessors to the Children Television Network. Seagram remained on the final 3 years of the Electric Company, battling childish villains, including the Funny Bunny, Mr. Measles, the Sitter, the Babysit Bandit, the Spoiler, and the Prankster. He appeared as Spider-Man about 36 times throughout his nearly 400 episode run on the series. A segment was spun off into a Marvel comic book called Spidey Super Stories, the name of his sketches. As Spider-Man, he never spoke during the segments. He managed to cross a cartoon thought bubble, which encouraged young viewers to read. And you had to be a certain age. I remember that. I remember watching as a kid because in the article they're right. He was the first live action Spider-Man that we saw. This one going back to wing in 1974. As a kid, I loved watching PBS. Let's see. I would watch Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, Sesame Street, The Electric Company, Zoom, all those shows, man. I was a faithful watcher. And again, they incorporated the Spider-Man series within the Electric Company. It was pretty cool to watch at the time. I've been a fan of comic books, you know that, and Spider-Man is one of my favorites. So again, going back to Mr. Seagram, who I never knew who was in the costume. I just knew that it was Spider-Man, a very skinny fellow in the costume. And again, the first action live one, absolutely amazing. But I know his connection to Jim Henson, and it was just really fun to watch. Let's see. Sick Tights, I remember Spider-Man in the Electric Company when it was in syndication. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Syndication for you, real time for me. And it was cool. And like I said, spun off into his own Marvel comic book series, and I got a kick out of that because as a kid, like, where could the comic book at? I knew they had it on television, but man, and they actually had it for real. So as the story went, meaning the PBS went to Marvel to ask could they get permission to air Spider-Man episodes, and they figured, okay, how much is it going to cost us? And Marvel said, no, we're going to do it for free. So they allowed them to use Spider-Man for free and everything, his likeness, the whole nine, because it was benefiting children to learn. He never spoke, meaning Spider-Man, and again, once again, that cartoon bubble would be above his head, and you, the viewer, the child, had to read it. Let's see. That was in the early mid 80s. Okay, when you saw syndication, yeah, because for me, it was in real time right there in the center, like the article said in 1974. It was just righteous to see. So again, hats off to Danny Seagren. I'm sorry for his passing, but he gave such a great contribution to us watching TV and being a part of that type of experience. Man, that was fun. It was funny again. I'm watching the Electric Company in real time when I was a kid, and there's Rita Moreno. I knew about Rita Moreno. I saw Rita in a few movies, of course, West Side Story, stuff like that. Bill Cosby, knew him. But I didn't know the other people until I started watching more. And then, of course, years later, I always knew of Morgan Freeman because Morgan Freeman again was on, he's part of the company. Then years later, I saw him in the movie Street Smart with Christopher Reeve. He played the pimp. And his reporter helped him with the story about this pimp that he created, meaning the Christopher Reeve character, and he needed a real pimp and storyline to help him with his writing because he had no experience in the street. And Morgan Freeman played the pimp, and I've been following his career ever since. Hell, I followed him when I was a kid going to the Electric Company. But that was again an amazing show to watch. And again, what I appreciate about those type of programs, they never talked down to the child. They never tried to give some sort of basic. It was just straight comedy, and you learn as you go. Same with Sesame Street. It didn't talk down to us. It was pure, wholesome comedy, and it worked. And it was cool to watch it unfold. It was right. So I remember once again. So being born, let's see, 1967, and then Sesame Street came out what, like 69, 69, 70. It was just right around the cusp of all of us in a certain age range. I was like, man, it was perfect timing. Remember my mom when it got the double album of Sesame Street? Can you tell me how to get the Sesame Street? Had the cast on the front of the album, and you listen to all these songs all day. I Love Trash, Groucho Marx and stuff like that. Not Groucho Marx, Groucho, but I used to call him Groucho Marx when I was a kid. Groucho, Oscar the Grouch. I call him Oscar the Groucho. So all these different wonderful characters, of course, Mr. Hooper, who ran the store, Big Bird, people live in the neighborhood, Susan, Gordon, Snuffleupagus, all that stuff. Let's see, I love Roscoe Orson as Gordon right on Sesame Street. I didn't know he played Willie Dynamite until years later in life. Yeah, and they call them, of course, these black exploitation films. Yes, Willie Dynamite. You can't miss Roscoe. I mean, he had a very distinctive look, and not too many people rocking the ball head back then. Once again, Roscoe Orson, who played Gordon on Sesame Street. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Willie Dynamite. Shoot, man. Watching that show, it was like, it's like people you actually knew that were kind, that were friendly, and again, you're there to learn, and you did, and all these different characters, and you embraced them immediately. Cookie Monster, Grover, go on and on to the break of dawn. It was just fun to watch. Matt Robinson, Holly Robinson's father, played the original Gordon on Sesame Street. You are correct. That's right. Thank you, Omar. What's up, Ken Wallington? Says Professor Base and friends. How you doing, Ken? Thank you for being here, man. Good look for you, man. I see you with the sunglasses on, Doc. I see you, Doc. Good for you to be. How you doing? Again, I gotta give him his props because again, I love Ken because I haven't seen him do it recently, but at one point, we mentioned before about having Innova on here, Chef Innova and her brother Mark as being the official chefs of BaseLine. But this dude right here can eat. And one time you were showing up, I mean before, I think it was your birthday or something like that. Man, what did you not eat? I don't mean it as a dig. I mean it sincerely because you was getting down for your birthday. I think you had hoagies and hamburgers and Italian beef and stuff like that. Oh my God. Well, you say he kind of looks like Bootsy Collins with those shades on. You talk about Ken, yeah. That's a good look for you, Doc. I ain't mad at you. Good look indeed. Ooh-wee. Yeah, so sometimes, Ken will go on social media and show off his culinary skills and start cooking up stuff that, man, he's in the same ballpark as Annabelle and her brother Mark, I'm telling you. You laugh, you know you get down, Doc. Oh, yeah, I know you laugh at stuff like that, Ken, but you know you get down, Doc. Just shoot, I follow you, man. You got that food up there? You don't play. And say, for example, it's like if he, I don't know if you fix Italian beef, I'm just kidding, for an example. If Ken Wallington fixed Italian beef, it ain't just one sandwich. It's two, and they're both heavy. I mean, it's not. I don't even know how to pick them up from. Of course, I can pick them up from here because, of course, it's on video, so they're on a still picture. But I know it's heavy. I know it's a heavy ass sandwich. I know it is. Sandwiches, sandwiches, sandwiches. You're like blacknesses, like darknesses. Sandwiches, sandwiches. I know they're heavy. I know they're heavy. Now, you know this. You know how this show goes sometimes. This show loves talk about food. So okay, we'll go there. So let me ask Ken and anybody else want to jump in. If you had an Italian beef sandwich, what would you get on it? How you want to prepare? So again, get yourself an Italian beef. How would you want it prepared? What would you get on it? Okay, so man, if I want like the ultimate Italian beef sandwich for me, it would be baptized in the au jus, not just wet, not wet, baptized. So baptized, sweet peppers, Italian, let's see, yeah, mozzarella cheese, and red sauce. That right there. That's all I need. Be perfect. Italian beef. I've seen a lot of Italian beef recently on television and on social media. That's the reason why I got Italian beef on the brain. That goes with anybody else. But I was addressing Ken. I know Ken. I like to get down with food. So I don't blame you. So again, what will be on your? This goes out to anybody as well. Your Italian beef sandwich. How you want to prepare it? Again, with me, baptized, sweet peppers, mozzarella cheese, red sauce. Yeah, that's about right. What's up, Hassan? Amen. Amen. And a women. How you doing, Hassan? Good to see you. Doctor, how you feeling? Thank you for being here. Okay, so what you got here, Omar? So tomatoes and onions, lettuce on wheat bread. Okay, so is that how you want your? I never heard of wheat bread with Italian beef. We're talking about Italian beef sandwiches. So what would you want on it? Light dip with sweet pepper for me. There you go. That's there you go. That's Ken. So again, Italian beef. What would you want on it? How you want to prepare? So are you saying, Omar, you want tomatoes and lettuce? You mentioned about wheat bread. So it's an Italian roll. You had it before. Italian beef sandwich. You put Italian beef in there, and either you dip it with the au jus or not. But again, me, yeah, baptized like wet. Get that sucker wet, and then put on the stuff that I mentioned before. Let's see. Hassan types, very good, sir. Hope you are. I hope you and the family are doing well. Hey, can't complain. Can't complain, Hassan. Hey, still walking the earth like Kane and Kung Fu on my side, man. So just trying to keep it above board. Let's see here. So yeah, man, just trying to make it do what it do. So in that Italian beef sandwich, yeah, I might just try to get one. Let's see. Trying to get some. Let's see. Let me go through the comment section. Oh, where's that? What's up, Hamp? Man, my man Hamp. Man, what's up, Andre? The man, the myth, the legend, Chris Bates. Oh, thank you. You're very kind in your words. I would say that applies to you, Doc. I'm trying to keep up with you. You're the man, the myth, the legend, Andre Hampton. What's up, Hamp? Good to see you, Doctor. How you feeling, man? You know what? I'll reach out to you sometime in the new year. So I'm trying to do some more headshots. I gotta get myself correct. So when I get myself correct, I'll reach out to you, and then if we can make something happen. Let's see. Okay. How you doing, Lisa? Lisa London said, good afternoon, Base Nation. Italian beef dipped with sweet peppers and was it pepper? Was it pepper? What was it pepper? What? I can't read that. I'm blind. I know it says pepper. The hell is that? I'm sorry. Pepper, is that pepper? Not peppercorn. you talking about hot peppers on it? Okay, so let me know what you mean, because you know me, I can't read. But I see here you got sweet peppers dipped with Italian beef sandwich and pepper something else bum. Yeah, let me know what that is, because I want to find out. Well, it's on the same here. Okay, cool. Let's see. So, okay, so Omar, so you want your Italian roll with my Italian beef sandwich with onions and tomatoes. Okay, cool. There you go. Okay, there you go. I would like to. Okay, so that's oh, okay. So go ahead to Lisa. So she has the Italian beef did with sweet peppers, hot peppers, and peppercorns. Okay, I got it. Okay, got it. That was my bad. I didn't know what that was at first. Okay, cool. Let's see what else we got here. You doing good, Andre? Good, Doc. Good, good. Glad to read it. Let's see. Okay, so Stick wants the link, so let me take care of that real quick. So let's see. There we go. Oh, all right, do that. Where'd you go? Okay, hold on. Hit that, then that, then oh, then that. Okay, there you go. That'll do it. Okay, that should do it right there. Okay, so that is the sick. Ask for the link, and you got it right there. That's a link not only for him but for other people as well. I keep trying to gotta put it into your noggins. There's a link to come on through, be a part of the program, chit chat, and like I said before, when I say it is time, when I say before we part company, that's my cue to let you know they're about to end the conversation. So that's not only for sick, but for everybody as well. So as long as you know that, we are great. So there's the link right there. Because again, it's not just for one person; it's for all. It's for all, 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 all. So yeah, going back to the whole thing with Italian beef, gotta have fries. See, you don't have good fries. That to me, that ruins the whole thing. Because sometimes I want to put the fries in the sandwich. So if they're, for example, fresh cut from potatoes and they're fried soft, I can't take fried hard. I can't take it. But fried soft, and you can eat them just like just have a good time with it. Or once again, I like to put them in the sandwich. Like when I was a kid, I would take my hamburger, or then like I started like cheeseburgers when I was about 16. So I would then put the burgers and put the fries in the burger, on top of the burger, open up the burger on the bun, put the fries there and eat that. I call it a fry burger. I wasn't original on it. It was original for my ass. So yeah, that was always good stuff. Then come to find out when I watch these shows, these cooking shows, a lot of these people who are cooks, that's how they would serve their cheeseburgers and fries. At some places, they take the fries and make the sandwich and have the cheese and everything as the burger, put the fries on the cheeseburger, and then there you go. Which they can Ganella French bread is the best. I totally agree. Yes, it is the best, and you can't. Don't get me wrong. There's others out there for Italian rolls that they use, but man, yeah, I go along with that. There's certain things that just eked into becoming the best. Like if you're a hot dog person, Vienna beef ain't nothing like it. I think the only closest come to it for me when I get hot dogs would be Hebrew National for me. But yeah, something that's just staples like Vienna beef, for example. Get that iconic neon green relish to go on your hot dog. Yeah, You know what? Okay, if you like ketchup on your hot dog, I ain't gonna dismiss you. It's just one of those things where because I can't sit here in front. They say as a kid, oh, the rule of thumb in Chicago, don't put ketchup on your hot dog. Okay, ain't the end of the world. I get it, just a territorial thing. That's what you like. What you like. I like it because again, me personally as a kid, yeah, you got ketchup on the hot dog. We go to your friend's birthday party back in the day. Depending on what you got, I would ketchup on the hot dog. But then when I graduated, when I got into hot dogs as an adult, oh yeah, I couldn't do ketchup no more. Had to be mustard. Then mustard and relish, depending on what you get. Or if you go to Maxwell Street, you get mustard and grilled onions. Oh, game changer. Yeah, and they had the grilled onions like sitting there all day long, and just been there for a long time. So yeah, with the Maxwell Street, no, knock you out. Let's go out to Norway. Say hello. What's up, Sick? How you doing?
Oh, you got me salivated talking about hot dogs all of a sudden.
Yeah, yeah. You know what I don't like? Don't call them glizzies. Don't call it's stupid. Don't call them glizzies. I mean, I was watching Fat Joe and Jada Kids do their podcast. Yeah, man, I don't need glizzy. Don't call them glizzies. That's I don't
I've
like
never heard of that term.
Yeah,
I've never heard of that term.
Well, God forbid, now you got to erase it from your mind. Yeah, they call them glizzies now. It's disgusting. No, just good old fashioned hot dogs will be fine.
Well, it depends on what you like. I mean, up here in Norway, some people they like how they like their franks. Some of them like chicken. Some of them like long bacon, long beef ones with wrapped in bacon.
Yeah, I go along with that.
Yeah. When it comes to like condiments and such, ketchup, mustard, mayo. Some people I've tried ones with potato salad a little bit in there.
Okay.
That was kind of cool. Of course, I had to give it. I can't eat like I used to because one, celiac disease, so I can't have the buns like I used to. Got to be gluten free.
I'm sorry. What kind of disease?
Celiac disease,
okay,
which means I can't have gluten. I can't have gluten, so I got to get gluten free buns.
Got it. Understand.
And then I remember had to give up eating meat, so I switched to like vegan versions. So, but I find a way to work around. I always have a workaround. Absolutely. Thankfully, got options like that.
Yes.
But you can't do ketchup. You said can't do ketchup no more.
Yeah, I can do it. I just don't like it on hot dogs.
I like ketchup on hot dogs. It's cool, but it's for everybody. Just like I love mustard. I love mustard as well.
The same as I'm a mustard person. See, when I got older, I tried to ketchup. Like, no, I can't do ketchup on those. I just do the mustard, relish, or depending on if I'm feeling adventurous, I might do some brown mustard or some, some spicy mustard, something like that. So yeah, the mustard thing is the main thing for the hot dog.
Yeah, I know some people tried honey mustard on theirs, but I'm like, nah.
Yeah, everybody got their thing. Yeah,
everybody got their thing. Like some people like chopped up onion, grilled onions and whatnot. Right. But it's usually dry and everything. But I'm like, hey, you like what you like?
Oh yeah,
you like what you like.
But see, here in Chicago, there's like different versions of hot dogs. So for example, the quote unquote Chicago dog is mustard, chopped onions, smoked peppers, and of course the neon green relish. So that's become the standard for that. Now, if you go to
I love relish.
Street, right? So the Maxwell Street is only thing that's. I mean, they changed it now, but back in the day, only mustard and grilled onions. That's it. On all you got cheeseburgers, hamburgers. They had pork chop sandwiches at the time. They still got it, and Polish sausages and hot dogs. Everything was just mustard and grilled onions. Nowadays, you can go there and get different condiments on it, but back in the day, that's all you got if you went to Maxwell Street.
You know what comes to mind when we talk about hot dogs? Bernie Mac show. Like, remember that episode when he had to go back to Chicago to bury his uncle?
Yes, I
and it was that segment that you remember. It was like there's always that segment where he's like he's in his office, talking to the audience, breaking the fourth wall.
Yes.
Then there was like he was showing a Chicago dog. He's like talking to it, talking dirty to it. I love you too. Yeah. And of course, he had to clown everybody. He had to clown like baby girl because she didn't like all the toppings on her hot dog. Yeah. Here you go. You got a plain hot dog. Not just ketchup. What's wrong with you?
Right.
What's wrong?
It's a thing. It really is the whole thing. Real quick, let me let's see.
Go ahead.
What Barbara Jean got here real quick. Sweet Baby
Hi,
Ray's
Barbara
is
Jean.
great on hot dogs. Okay, so Sweet Baby Ray's is a barbecue sauce.
Yeah, I've seen it. I never tried it though.
My nephew Caleb should go on and marry Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. That's all he eats now because he's 14, got his thing going on. So we have different versions of the Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. I got the hot version, I got the regular version, everything else, and he'll put anything. He'll put you on some Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce if he could. So just the fact that Barbara Jean mentioned about Sweet Baby Ray's on a hot dog, yeah, I think he can do that. I fixed some hot dogs for dinner one night, and usually he'll like chili. My nephew, but he didn't want chili. He wanted Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. So yeah, that's a whole thing. I agree wholeheartedly. Yes.
Oh, I remember having chili dogs with cheese, if it's some cheese in it. That was before I realized I was lactose intolerant. But when you're a kid, you can try it. But when you get an adult and realize, oh man, this one messing me up real bad. But it is what it is.
Right, you can't eat like you used to when you were older. Like when you were younger.
Today, yeah. I'm in my 40s now. I'm in my early 40s. Since my late 30s, I realized the importance of a good nap.
Yes.
Like when I go grocery shopping, because I got to walk. I walk.
Okay.
To and from the store and everything. So when I go grocery shopping, afterwards, I just got to have something to eat. And the next thing you know, I just got to go to just take a nap. And I'm good for the day. Nothing wrong with anything. It's just like, it's just, what I got to do. I do what I do and then just take a nap because I know the importance of just a good nap. Give me a good couple hours, an hour and a half, I'm good. But anyway, you were saying?
I would watch my grandfather nap when I was a kid. Of course, you're a kid, you got all this energy, and then when you take a nap as a kid, sit your ass down, take you a nap. So I keep one eye open. I'm wired. I don't feel like taking no damn nap. But my grandpa had no problem falling asleep. So because to my grandfather, I get it now. When I got older, and you've been watching TV, and TV started watching you, and you're watching a game show all of a sudden, it's like, because thank God we could rewind TV now, because back in the day, of course, you didn't do it when the technology yet. Oh man, you missed that play. Oh, but I didn't see. Were you sleep? No, I wasn't sleeping. No good and goddamn we were calling hogs. So yeah, it's amazing how we're able to now once again stop, wake up, and get the remote and go back and won't miss anything. But man, I get it on my granddad. God rest his soul. He would take a nap and be refreshed and get up and. Because like I told you, old people start their day very early. So my grandparents did like 5 in the morning. And then whatever they had to do, like take me, my cousins to school, whatever errands they had to run, by noon they're finished. By 12 noon they were finished, and they had all the rest of the day to themselves. So yeah. Oh yeah, I
get that.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, like old folks, most of them like they take a nap, and then they get like a good solid 4 or 5 hours of sleep at night.
Yes.
Me, myself. But the problem is as a kid, even as a teenager, if I took a nap in the afternoon, I would be up all night.
Yeah.
Which is why I avoid trying to take a nap. Even when I did get a little sleep, although sometimes I would get a little sleepy, like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, because I was just like exhausted for some reason. But it's like as an adult. But I realized if I took a nap now, I'm gonna be up all night. But I had a weird sleeping pattern. And nowadays, of course, I'm a night owl, which means I got to sleep mostly in the day. That's just how I am. Nothing against it, but nothing bad.
Right.
But a good nap helps a lot, especially when I've had to do something that I needed to do. And I just feel exhausted sometimes. I don't know why. I guess it's just because I'm walking, and it's a good exercise just to keep my legs up. And then I'm carrying grocery bags, which is reusable bags, and I'm just like, sometimes I use them like as dumbbell wells when I'm walking, if I need to.
Okay. Got your exercise.
It keeps me get my exercise in. Oh, also the fact that I'm always listening to a podcast or something when I'm walking helps me clear my mind and get some insight. But once I get home, have something to eat, then I get tired. Then I just want to take a nap afterwards. And I'm like, hey, nothing wrong with that. It is what it is. It's just my body needs to die. I remember my father when he came home from work every once in a while, every day, after he had something to eat, needed a couple hours of sleep.
Yes.
and he was good. And then he just got to do what he got to do later in the afternoon. Just meet up with his boys, just hang out, talk, do whatever they had to do, and then they be chilling and whatnot. And I'm like, okay, cool. Just don't tell me to take a nap, Dad. If I take a nap now, I'm going to be up all night, and you're not going to get any sleep. And he realized that. So he's like, he was like spending my mom, leave him alone. You got to wear him out.
Yeah.
That's why he did take me someplace else. We play soccer or something like that. That's how you do it.
You got to make it do what it do. Ken also types
Yeah.
here, my dad used to buy Ganella French bread in 3 foot.
Oh.
Okay, all right. For him sticking breadstick right at the grocery bag. I remember those. It was so embarrassing walking through the neighborhood. Hey man, you shouldn't be embarrassed of that. Your father was on it. You get your father got the good stuff. And it may be embarrassing you at the time, but when you got home, you appreciate it. He made those sandwiches out of that bread. You was like, all right, hey, nothing wrong to let the bread stick out next time. I ain't mad at you or the bread. So that's all right.
Yeah.
Make it do what it do. Absolutely.
I'm glad, well, speaking of bread, first, by the way, to Ken, well, I gotta say, I love the sunglasses you wear, man. Really funky and everything, I hope sometimes when you're wearing them shades, you're walking around saying, the name is Bootsy, baby.
They are quite funkified, man. I had to give them the funk sign on that one. Very nice.
And Bootsy's rubber band. Hey, you could never go wrong with Bootsy. Or any of the Funkadelic, or the Funkadelic parliamentarians and whatnot. We need that funk. Bring back the funk.
Rubber band and the Funketeers, yes.
Yeah. But just like having these conversations, learning about new things, just having fun. And basically, it's always just joy, just hanging with you sometimes, having a good laugh with you, man.
Thank you.
I just want to know when you coming back to Snowman in the morning. They need no boom shakalaka one of these days.
Oh, well, thank you for that. I don't know, honestly. I had to talk to Brian about that, but I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it, but I guess it depends on the situation itself. I gotta give Brian credit. It was a lot of fun doing that for his segment on Fridays. We would do that segment.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, it was.
Hey, you gave us so many ideas, man. You gave us so many ideas for certain ads and everything. That's why we had a lot of fun with it.
Well, I thank you. It was just one of those things where you just call from your experiences and you go from there. And the one thing about, like I said about Brian, he's the little brother I never wanted. That's the one I like. If Brian was my brother for real, and we were coming up, he'd be on my goddamn nerves. I'm like, Negro, sit your ass down somewhere. I don't hear no sports right now. I want to watch this program. I love you, but damn it.
God damn you. God damn you.
God damn you, right. Hey, Chris, did you see what the Atlanta Braves did in 1974? Man, fuck you, man. Sit your ass down, man. I ain't got time to watch this shit. So I would be the type of brother to him. And in a lot of our ways, I still am, but it's all done in love. Again,
it's all done in love.
Remarkable program, and I mean it sincerely. Yeah. He is one of the most unique, talented broadcasters I've ever seen.
One of the most well-versed, too.
Yes.
One of the most well-versed, well-informed.
He's a dynamic brother. He really is.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Good conversations. I mean, there are times he and I, we still hang out from time to time. And we talk about other stuff. But, when we talk about, it just, but it also reflects me because I myself, some people just not used to me because I get really in-depth into certain things, But it's because I'm willing to understand how things are. Some people just are just too surface level, I guess. And one of my partners, he had to explain that to me. Dude, it's not that it's just that some people don't understand you, but you're well-versed in certain things. It's just you are willing to go into the weeds because you want to get the pinpoint accurate information. Just some people are just too surface level. And thinking is hard for a lot of people because, that critical thinking skill is not there with some people. But also having a good memory like that, especially when it comes to gaming and stuff. Oh, speaking of video games, I just want to say rest in peace to actor Cary Hiroyuki Tagawa, who passed away early this week. Most people might remember him playing Shang Tsung in the original Mortal Kombat movie.
Yes, yeah. Very, very distinctive look and face. I remember him, yes.
And I remember him when he was working with Sean Connery and Wesley Snipes in Rising Sun.
That's right.
You ever saw
Very
that
good
movie?
Very good movie. Yes.
That he also played, like, was it in Pearl Harbor, the movie? People forget he played a Japanese officer. Besides the fact he's he was Japanese American.
Mm-hmm.
But his voice, his cadence, everything was very smooth, very warming. He had a wide range of characters. He could play any role, but he knew how to be very. What's the word I'm looking for? The way he projected power was very subtle, but he was very precise with which it was just like a martial arts strike or a katana strike.
He had great precision. He
Very
really did
precise.
in his personas and the way he presented his characters on screen. I love him playing a bad guy. I mean, I think he just relished in playing bad guys and baddies, as they call them in the industry, baddies. So he really brought it. And I remember, again, the movies you talk about, the movies I remember seeing him in.
Playing villains. Yeah.
He was probably one of the best villains I ever seen, and that goes
Oh,
along, especially in a long range of people who become villains that become the stereotype. To him, I didn't see him as stereotypical. He just was able to make each one different, each character different, and you saw the differences in what he did. Very talented man.
I mean, it's not easy to play a villain for some people. For some, it's easy because you're not under a lot of restraints or under a certain. Because a villain, unlike the hero, is not restrained.
Mm-hmm.
They can do whatever they want. They just don't understand that their actions have consequences sometimes.
Right.
But it's just you see the dynamics of how a villain and the hero, when they interact with one another. Yeah. It's like that cosmic dance between yin and yang in a way. Just like everybody remembers the restaurant scene in Heat, where you had Robert De Niro and Al Pacino having that face-to-face conversation.
Yes.
That was a game of mental chess right there. And the way they conversed with one another, you were like, oh, wow. You saw the camaraderie.
Cool. What was cool after that, they made a lot of movies together after that, too.
Mm-hmm.
They did a few, because they're two of the greatest actors of all time. And the fact that it was to get more movies with them, I thought was great, because sometimes you do like a one and done. Of course, they were in, of course, The Godfather, but they were playing two different periodical pieces of characters, with Al Pacino and, of course, Marlon Brando's character, who, of course, De Niro played in a younger version of it in flashback. So, yeah, it was good to see them together in a film that got them at the right time. And one of my favorite scenes was with with Al Pacino trying to interrogate Hank Azaria, and he was like, "I bet she had a great ass," because he was talking about going on about his wife this, his wife that, going on about this is Hank Azaria's character, and Hank Azaria said in an interview that he believed that came out of frustration. They did like many takes in that scene. So when you said that great ass part, you said was probably just Al getting frustrated how many times we do the scene over, like something like 12 or 13, something like that. But man, when a person plays a villain, or dare I say anti-hero, when you're right on the border of good and evil, I think that takes a certain actor to have a tightrope walk on that, because you're dipping on the other sides of the yin and yang we talked about earlier. So when you're able to do that, and again feel sorry for the anti-hero, that's emotional. That's emotional content. Real quick, let me go back out and get some comments from Ken. So Ken was like, "Thanks for the compliments, kind sirs." And,
you're welcome.
Graciously appreciate it. Absolutely, yeah. Those shades are nice, man. Sure, I might have to take those from you. I might have to box a little bit. I need those shades, man.
I mean, I'm sure you would look great with a pair of shades, man. But then again, with those glasses and and your look. And by the way, don't be beating yourself up about your head, man. You look a certain way, and you're supposed to be that way. Love yourself, man. It's like somebody once said. Somebody once said, it's like Dr. Sebi once said, and this was something his mother said. He's like, the love of a woman may be great, but it's the love that you have for yourself that will sustain you.
But don't get me wrong.
How can anybody love you if you can't love yourself? But go ahead.
Well, no, you're right. You stole my thunder. I was ready to say that, because how can
I love somebody else?
We're right here. We're on the same wavelength, so we're good. No, I was about to say that. I said, how can I love other people if I can love myself first? I just have a big ass noggin. I'm not talking about myself, and everybody knows that. There's a big ass head. That's all. I mean, thank God they make clothing and stuff and hats for big ass head people because I got a big dome. And I remember for years I would get baseball caps. They couldn't fit. They were out shaping at one point because my big ass dome was like made having this shit. And then I finally found some places online, like most people, guys or gals do, and you find a place and they cater to a bigger size dome, which thank the Lord that I was able to get. So once again, I started looking at that for years. But you get a baseball cap, it don't fit right, and you try to work it out, and don't really, feel well, something like that. So you got to get a bigger size. But yeah, I got that knit cap for the winter time. I got that. I got it in black. I want to get another one in blue for my other coat. But yeah, man, shoot, I couldn't get that back in the day. It was like, okay.
By the way,
yeah, go ahead.
First of all, sorry for stealing your thunder. You want my? Can I give you my lightning in exchange?
Lightning and thunder. Okay, I'll take it.
But I can relate to some of your frustrations because me, I'm tall and lanky. You have any idea how hard it is to find a dress shirt?
I can imagine.
When you got long legs and a long neck and you pencil neck yourself. My mother would clown me about that.
Oh,
I was a skinny kid growing up, so by the time I was a teenager, I'm still lanky. Right. But as I realized, I remember I had to get a suit for my college graduation.
Yes.
But everything was regular, so I had to sacrifice the So if it was going to fit the neck, it was going to come up too short at the sleeves. So I had to, I had to make way for that. So I had to get a shirt that fit me at the sleeves, but unfortunately, it was a little loose at the collar. So I was like, it is what it was.
Look, man,
what it was.
I had to start getting shirts because, like you, I would get the neck size and the shirt size, but the length of the sleeves were very short. So I end up I have long arms, so I end up getting 37-38 in the length. And that works perfectly.
37L, okay.
37-38. So that works perfectly for me. But it took a while to find because again, I'll go to this big and tall shop, and the guy told me this was years ago. I had to get a 3/4 length black leather jacket because of course I needed one. And traditionally you get like the one with the lapels, and you had to get like a scarf to go in there so that way you keep your neck warm. This coat goes all the way up in buttons. There's one button on the side of it, so I didn't worry about putting a scarf on. So I was like, man, give me that coat. I tried it, and the first one was tried out. Once again, the sleeves were short. He goes to get another one, and it was a 6XL. I never forget it. And I put the jacket on, it was perfect fit. And the guy told me, you have long arms. Make sure you check out the length of some of these, outfits because it got to be catered to what your size is, things like that. But man, yeah, that goes a long way. So I hear what you're talking about.
Even worse with pants in my case. Even worse with pants because I got long legs. So I got to wear I wear like a 34L.
Right.
So, I got to get a pair of pants that like a couple sizes a little bit wider just to fit me at the length, at the legs.
Right.
I remember doing that. So I always have to have a belt and everything. And sometimes it'd be uncomfortable, but hey, it I had to make it work away. At least I wasn't sagging my pants. That's a good thing. But
yeah, don't sag. Whatever you
do. I can't. I'm too skinny. I got nothing, so I ain't gonna sag like that.
I understand.
I seen too many brothers sag. I was like, I ain't trying that.
Hell no.
Not for me. Hell to the no. Yeah. So it was trying to find a suit like that was funny as hell, but at least it was nice and baggy,
Yeah.
Because just plenty of room. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Just plenty of room.
Absolutely. Before we part company, once again, I thank you always taking the time to come on through, man, and giving us some knowledge, and like you said, have a few laughs here and there. Always good to hear from you, man. You have a fantastic weekend.
Good. Likewise, hey, y'all have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and in my case, of course, being Orthodox Christian, Christmas is in January 7th, so I get 2 Christmases, one at the end of the month, one at the end of the year, one at the beginning of the year. So I'm good.
Man, you great. I ain't mad at you, man. Enjoy yourself.
Yeah. I will. Just like Charles Wright, I'm just gonna enjoy myself.
There you go.
All right, love you, man. Bye.
Love you more, man. Take care, brother. Peace.
Bye. Peace.
Sig Diggy coming to us, and we definitely appreciate when he comes through, and whenever you come through. Like, we got a chance to hear from Omar earlier. That's always good. Get a chance to communicate with you through the comment section real quick. Let's see, in the peanut gallery, what you got here, Ken? The shades came from Amazon, $19 a pair. Okay, cool beans. So I need prescription, so it ain't gonna work for me. I just got the other one, but I need prescription one. So yeah, get the frame and go from there. Be blessed as well, Ken. Be blessed as well. Absolutely. Before we part company, my beloved Bear plays on Sunday at a 3:25 p.m. game, December 7th, against the rivals, the Green Bay Packers. We already know that already. We got to put a stomp a mud hole in their asses, man. The Bears right now staying at 9-3. The Packers are 8-3-1. So it's going to be a great, great game. Looking forward to seeing it. He's starting the barbecue. I'm sorry. Y'all got these conversations between. I didn't catch it in the peanut gallery there. My bad. They sometimes, and that's something they've been eking out these victories, meaning the Bears. I ain't mad at them. I'll take it. I'll take it completely. The one thing that I'll just say this, and he knows that I don't understand it. Inaba's brother Mark, who I told you the official chefs here on BaseLine, Mark Ingram is a proud Green Bay Packer fan. He's from here, born and raised here. I don't know how the hell that happened. No, to each their own. Let me wrong. To each their own. And I love Mark. But goddamn you, how can you be from Chicago and root for the Green Bay Packers? I don't know. That's right, Ken. Go Bears. That's right. Absolutely. And when you say, and let the fans exchange snowballs. What did you say up here earlier? Let's hear. Okay. Let the deep dish and cheese be flying, stick ties, and let the fans exchange snowballs. Well, just don't be careful. Sometimes back in the day, you put those snowballs, you get ice in it, and clean somebody's clock, and put some ice in the snow. Yeah, oh yeah, we used to do that too, man. He lay you out. Grow up in the city, man. Lay you out. You gotta be. I don't like playing snowball fights. Once again, you get. I'm gonna give me some ice, ice, baby. Too cold. It's like ice, baby. Like gold, it's like ice, and then they start getting all this ice in the snowballs and start throwing it at everybody. It's a clock. Got these big ass hickeys on their heads and everything else, and got to go to the hospital, and one eye's put out, the other one can't see. So, oh man, I used to hate those snowball fights, but you had to make sure. Okay, I'll show you and get some ice and start going back and forth. Go come back home all bruised up. Oh, something else. So let's see. So we ran overtime. Again, my shout out to my man Wise for Real Wise Radio, having us on as we part company here. Thank you so much for the time to be a part of this. Let's see what else. We got here real quick. Fair point. I never knew about that stick types. Yes, doctor. Put ice in the snowballs for a snowball fight. Yeah, you got to be careful because somebody get tired of hitting upside the head. Well, first of all, you don't move fast enough, and then they get revenge on you by putting ice in the snowballs. Yeah, they do stuff like that. Yeah. Once again, Go Bears versus the Packers on Sunday. Again, that's a 3:25 p.m. tip-off local time. Yeah, let's go in there and take care of business and make sure we walk away with 10-3. Let's go Bears. Have a fantastic weekend. Tell somebody you love them. Let them know that, and make a call or whatever you do to contact them, email, text, and it goes a long way. It does. Continue to be safe. Continue to be sound. Continue to be healthy. And most importantly, above anything else, continue to be loved. Long live the peace. Long live the funk. More power to you. Always imparting with all of you. Always keep your head up.